We don't. So we gonna skip out on statistics. You gonna skip out on the facts. You gonna skip out on the laws. That don't matter to your stupid ass. The fuck is wrong with you, bro? Aren't you Asian, nigga? Oh man. Okay, that's enough. Oh, Pearl cooked your ass in this fucking. Man, she cooked your ass in this fucking debate. You guys want to watch that? That shit was hella long. I think it was like an hour long. We're not gonna watch the whole entire thing, but Pearl cooked the fuck out of this nigga. She did, bro. What evidence do you have that we are winning in the culture war? Pearl, okay. Damn, I gotta watch it again and really get into it.
Yeah, I hear you say this. You go to the law and you say like what should happen in court, stuff like that.
It's really important, Sneako.
That is, but
you know, more men commit suicide every day than are getting married.
Right, but our impact, we go back to like what we're doing with the camera and the microphone. Our impact is mostly on the culture war. It doesn't have to do with the courts, and we're not going to be able to pass laws. What we're going to be able to do is be able to change people's minds about things and influence the culture.
Yeah, but you got to understand, like, that's just changing people's minds on a local level. When you still have laws in place that advocate for a certain type of thing, like say for example, if there's no laws in place that stop women from divorcing guys and taking all of their shit or getting alimony or child support or any other bullshit where like it benefits them in the long run and longevity where they get some type of money off of it. Damn, I forgot the thought I was gonna make. We have to change those laws, bro. Those laws are still in place. It doesn't matter if you change a person's mind locally, or like those laws are still in place. What's stopping them from actually trying to benefit and become like very opportunistic and advantageous in taking in those laws? Even if you would have talked to them, you'd be like, oh, you know, I just had this conversation with this person, I changed their mind. Hopefully they decide to do better. But it's these laws in place where it's like, hey, if you do this, you know, you can fuck over a guy, take half of his shit, all his money, and get away with it. It doesn't matter what moral standpoint they got. People are still what's the word I'm looking for? They are still tempted to choose that option, Sneako. That's what you need to understand, man. So yeah, when Pearl is talking about these laws, those laws need to be changed in order for things to like change like overall. It doesn't matter how many people you talk to and change their mind, man. And these laws are still in place. You best believe people are gonna take advantage of them and use them and fuck over dudes. So as far as when she's saying that men, because I know she brought out the point that men are becoming more suicide when guys like Sneako are telling them, oh, get married and stuff like that. Pearl's point is that why get married in society like this where inflation, where it's like, you know, the woman's not going to be happy if she has to be working like you. Both of you guys have to be working. Most of the guys in the world are not rich, and most of the guys do not live a lifestyle where it's like they can offer stability for a woman alone. They can barely even hold themselves up with the money that they're making. So you telling a guy to get married at the state of like where he is right now, and the girl ends up leaving him and taking most of his shit, yeah, that's gonna make a guy put a gun in his head. So I understand exactly where Pro is coming from.
Sure. So when it comes to the culture war,
you can say it's a pessimistic way of looking at it, but it is reality.
Like, what do you
evidence do you have that that's working? What evidence?
That's a good question.
What's working about the culture?
Culture war. The culture war has been going on for a decade. I've been watching this shit since I was in high school. What evidence do you have that that's effective?
Yeah, I mean, it's very clear that a lot of people are changing their minds about this.
What evidence in terms of outcomes do you have that that's effective? Is the birth rate...
That feminism is... You could change the minds of your audience and the people that watch your content.
What? I mean, people can say words, but I'm looking for outcomes and actions. I need proof.
I would say, like, the biggest example is, like, Nick Fuentes getting reinstated on Twitter. And the fact that he's dominating the conservative talking points that happen right now. If you want to go evidence, then I think...
That's completely different than what we're talking about. We're talking about marriage, and we're talking about what, like, the dating life and the birth rates being decreasing and a marriage. That's what we're talking about. The fuck does Nick Fuentes have anything to do with this? But you could have said Bumble. You could have brought up the Bumble situation. How the company is not doing good because a lot of women like understand, like, you know, I want to be pursued by a dude and not make the first step. I don't want to be a boss baby. I don't want to be promiscuous, sleeping around. I don't want to be a whore. You could have said that, Sneako, but you bring up Nick Fuentes. You're a fucking dumbass.
I think one of the best metrics right now is social media, and all these politicians are getting ratioed by streamers. Streamers have more of a pull right now than most politicians. You keep going to the law and to court, stuff like that, these people have no sort of movement. They don't inspire anybody. The people that are inspiring people are people like me, you, fresh and fit, these people with that have a dominant audience that wants to push these talking points forward. If they believe in all these old talking points like feminism is important and the vaccine is good, then they get blown out of the water.
Yeah, but Sneako, like, even if you're right that a lot of influencers have a bigger pull than politicians and etc. But let's be honest here, most of your fan base, what are they? Men? We have shows like Fresh and Fit. We have other red pill shows out there where it's like we're trying to tell women that, like, you know, going this way of what the feminists are teaching you and this boss bitch way isn't the way, is not going to lead towards anything. How well does that really work for them, man? A guy telling them it doesn't really work at all. These bitches go on these shows, they hear this shit, like, oh, you know what, he made a lot of sense, and they go back into their normal lifestyle. Only a low percentage of them actually taking the information that you are giving them and actually change their lives, bro. So it's like, yeah, influencers may have a bigger pull on a lot of the youth and the adolescents and just people in general. But man, you gotta change those laws though, bro. You gotta change those laws, and also you gotta have women out here. Well, not like Pearl, because Pearl is hated by a lot of women. You gotta have women out there that's actually trying to teach other women and shame them to like live in a better lifestyle and a different lifestyle, bro.
Culture war is being won because everybody, the people that you keep saying that we should go to the law, politicians, they're getting ratioed every time they tweet.
Okay. So I'm sorry, but ratioing a politician does not equate to changing a law.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about changing a law. I'm not talking about changing a law. I'm talking about, but
okay.
See, no. I'm talking about culture. Laws do not dictate people's minds.
You know what? Let's actually watch it, man.
And even we debated, and Pearl's been texting me saying, "I cooked. I'm cooking."
I cooked you because I knew
cook
you
me
were
on
wrong.
what? Cook me on what? Okay,
confident. You were so confident in being right on that, and I knew you were wrong.
What did you cook? What did you cook me on, Pearl? By the way, you should just cook dinner and stop trying to cook on debates. But yeah, what did you cook?
I cook dinner every day. Actually, I love cooking. So.
What did you cook exactly? And then we'll get into Lauren Chen.
I cooked you because I was going over the stats that women are more violent than men, and you wanted to deny reality regardless of the stats. And you said because it hurts women's feelings, we shouldn't talk about that.
I did not say that.
You didn't say that word. We could react to it.
No. What we debated. Look at Pearl pressing me. I'll pull it up in a second, Pearl. I'll pull it up in a second. My argument is that women are supposed to be nurturing. I didn't say that. It had nothing to do with you. Your arguments always go from like feelings over facts. I'm saying that women should nurture and mention
facts over feelings. I said we're not nurturing. We're not more nurturing.
So women are not nurturing.
We're not more nurturing than men. Men are better with children. That's
okay,
fact.
Okay, so what's the purpose of women?
I have a hard time with those questions, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, here we go.
No. Because sometimes I think you guys turn into preachers. And you're just trying to preach your religion.
It shouldn't be a hard question to answer. I have a feeling that she wanted to say, just give birth to children and shit.
Religion onto everybody.
I'm just asking you a simple question. I mean, if you're saying that women are not as good as nurturing as men, because my belief is that women are supposed to nurture. If women are not good at nurturing, then what? It's a follow-up question to that argument, right?
But I guess because I know where you're going with it, and it always turns into a wish list about how we want the world to be, not how it is.
Yeah, but
so
that's the point.
It's always what should women do, and I'm like, well, the trends indicate this, and the data indicates this.
Right, so if there's problems, instead of just diagnosing the problem, because I understand what you're saying, like this is how the world is. So you're diagnosing a problem. Women are not as nurturing, but we should try to be better. And that's the point of conversation, is that we improve each other and we try to like remove each other's flaws. So if you're saying that women are not nurturing, which is what most people believe and what most religions, cultures believe, then what is the purpose of women? The should is an important thing to talk about.
Well, should or is? And that's
should. That's what I'm asking. I'm not asking is. I'm asking should.
So I would say it depends on the woman, because that chick that we kicked out of Fresh and Fit, I hope to God she never has children.
True. Yeah.
I hope to God. I pray to God that woman never has kids.
Same thing with the pedophiles that we catch on stream. Like, I hope they don't have children either, but the exception, but we both agree. Does the exception make the rule?
Every time I talk about a negative about women, you always have to counter it with a negative about men, because we can't handle negative conversations about women. It's like,
no. My point is saying, like, the exception does not make the rule. Right? If you see one loud Shrish twerking on the podcast, that shouldn't make up for all women, just like how one pedophile on stream shouldn't make up for all men. Because because feminists make the same argument, bro.
So again, the data indicates it's more the rule than the exception. That is what the data indicates.
That most women are abusers, or what? That most women are what?
Well, you were talking about the chick on Fresh and Fit, and you said that's the exception, not the rule. And
yes.
What I'm talking about is marriageable women. That they're the exception. It's not the rule based on the data.
That what? That women are bad?
No, not women are bad. It's what % of women are marriageable. And they went through, I have to remember, Aaron Clary broke down how we got these numbers, but it's like 3% of women don't have tattoos, don't have debts, don't have a crazy amount of sexual partners, haven't done sex work, are under a certain weight. It's literally 3%. If you poll Gen Z on what they rank as priorities, they rank men 7th, they rank beaches higher, they rank partying higher, they rank travel higher than men.
Okay.
So it's not like what I wish the world to be, because again, you guys always go back to a wish list. This isn't Make-A-Wish. I'm saying this is what you're saying,
but I'm not just talking about, you're saying this isn't. What are you talking about? Because it's not just like diagnosing problems. I understand there's problems with the world. You're saying this isn't it. What are you talking about? Like, I'm asking a question like, what is the purpose of women? And you're saying that doesn't matter. But these questions do matter.
Well, what is the purpose according to who? To you or to me or to someone else? It changes depending on who you ask. I'm saying let's talk about what is, not what we want the world to be.
Why?
Because it turns into Make-A-Wish.
No, but not the alternative. Why talk about just the problems? Why just talk about that? What does that do?
Well, what does talking about the solutions do? I've heard tradcons use the same rhetoric that you have kind of had the last year or so. I've heard it for 10 years. I grew up with it. I've heard it. I've heard all of the get married, have children, start a family. And the trend, it will not change the trends.
So then what are you saying?
I'm saying these are the trends. This is what's true.
So and then what? But and then what?
Okay, so let's take the conversation we had. Women are more violent than men. That is true. Women are more violent towards children than men. That is true. If a man does abuse a child, most likely it is the stepfather. That is the most likely thing. Go into abortion. 1 out of 3 women have had an abortion.
Okay, but you're not you're not seeing what I'm asking. You're gonna keep listing stats. You're gonna keep saying that women are more violent, women are bad.
Let her finish though, Sneako.
Right, women should not. But I'm saying,
so we can at least know what's her point and where she's going.
My purpose in saying that is to focus on what is true, because you said something in that debate that was not true.
What did I say?
Why don't you pull it up? I can't remember off the top of my head exactly, but if you pull it up, I could go through it with you.
Okay, it's over. It's a philosophical thing because I want to. I can bring it up. I can bring it up. But you're the one saying it's not true. What did I say that was not true?
Pull it up. I'll show you.
Okay, we'll pull it up.
I can't remember word for word off the top of my head.
Someone sent me the clip and someone sent me the clip.
Yeah, put it in. I'll explain exactly what I was talking about.
Okay, I'm not sure. I think you would remember that. But let's get to
word. I mean, what good of a? This was like 2 weeks ago. How good do you think my memory is?
I don't know. You're the one remembering what was not true, and I'm not.
I remember.
But I'm trying to see like what. So you're saying this is how it is, right? You're basically your worldview is that I'm
a
really.
journalist. I'm a reporter. Like, I'm here to report what's going on. You guys are preachers. I'm a reporter.
No, I'm not a preacher. But I want the world to be better. Like, I think that. Okay, so what's
your plan? Make it better. What's your plan?
What's my plan? Is to.
What's your plan?
We agree about a lot, bro. We talking to microphone. Do you want me to answer?
Other than talking to. Sorry.
Oh, that's a W press. She said, "What is your solution to everything besides talking into a microphone?" W press by Pro, man. That's a good question, though. What is the solution, Sneako? What should we do? If we should change the laws and the laws is not important, what is the solution, Goldsney?
So we can diagnose a lot of the problems, right? We agree that feminism is bad; it's ruining women. But then we have to try to make it better, right? Okay. We can't saying feminism is bad over and over again. What does that do?
Nothing.
What does what you're doing do? Saying women's purpose is.
But you're not answering my question. What saying feminism is bad and like having this dooms mentality.
I actually go further than that. I say feminism won. I say it won, and it's never going back. So my solution actually is to make women deal with the consequences of their decisions. One way that I would suggest a policy that I'd like to see changed, even though I wouldn't bet on it, is I'd like to see child support gotten rid of, alimony gotten rid of, and when men can sign off to the rights of their children. If you can sleep with who you want as a woman, if you can get a job that's pretty much useless and make money doing it, and you have all of these abortion and birth control options, I think that you should take the responsibility that comes with it. And I think that would actually change a lot, because it would force women to be responsible for their children.
I hear you say this. You go to the law and you say like what should happen in court, stuff like that.
It's really important.
That is very important, Sneako. Instead of just talking to the microphone and be like, oh, like, you know, it's basically repeating the same thing becomes an echo chamber. Everybody heard the fucking talking points already. Blah, 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 blah. We heard the talking points. You preach to the women over 1,000 times. Only about like 0.1% of them hear the information. They actually changing lives. Other than that, they continue doing the same thing over and over again. So yeah, if like talking to the microphone and preaching to deaf ears, bro, doesn't do anything, the laws need to be changed, Sneako. Because other than that, nigga, you gonna drive yourself crazy thinking that what you're actually making a difference by talking to them when you're not, bro. You gotta change the laws. You gotta change the laws.
That is, but
you know, more men.
You're
more
right.
Men commit,
You're right.
More men commit suicide every day than are getting married.
Right, but our impact we go back to like what we're doing with the camera and the microphone. Our impact is mostly on the culture war. It doesn't have to do with the courts, and we're not going to be able to pass laws. What we're going to be able to do is be able to change people's minds about things and influence the culture. So when it comes to the culture war, like what do you think? What
evidence do you have that that's working? What evidence?
That what's working about the culture?
The culture war has been going on for a decade. I've been watching this shit since I was in high school. What evidence do you have that that's effective?
Yeah, I mean, it's very clear that a lot of people are changing their minds about this.
What evidence in terms of outcomes do you have that that's effective?
She's pressing the fuck out of you, bro. Like, that's a W question. What evidence do you have besides anything that's anecdotal that things are getting better, Coasney? I gave you one. You could have said Bumble. You could have said that. But
effective is the birth
that feminism is. You could change the minds of your audience and the people that watch your content.
What I mean, you can.
Most of the people that watch you is men, Coasney.
People can say words, but I'm looking for outcomes and actions. I need proof.
I would say like the biggest example is like Nick Fuentes getting reinstated on Twitter, and the fact that he's dominating the conservative talking points that happen right now. If you want to go evidence, then I think one of the best metrics right now is social media.
And again, what the fuck does Nick Fuentes being reinstated back on Twitter have anything to do with marriages, birth rate decrease, successful relationships, feminism, all that? What the fuck does that have anything to do with Nick Fuentes coasting? Is Nick Fuentes more worried about what's going on in Israel and Gaza, or is he worried about the marriage rates, the birth rates, and the sexual that's going on in America? That's a stupid fucking answer, Sneako.
All these politicians are getting ratioed by streamers. Streamers have more of a pull right now than most politicians. You keep going to the law and to court, stuff like that. These people,
because the law and the courts and all that shit matters, you dumbass. It doesn't matter how, like, I'm repeating myself. I said it in the beginning before we even came to this fucking video. It doesn't matter how big of a pool you got as an influencer. It doesn't fucking do anything, bro, when those laws are still in place. And people can still be very advantageous or opportunistic when it comes to those laws. But you find these loopholes and where you can take advantage of another person. And they can benefit you in some type of way. What's stopping those people from fucking, continue to do that if those laws aren't changed, bro? You moron.
Have no sort of movement. They don't inspire anybody. The people that are inspiring people are people like me, you, fresh and fit. These people with
But I find it funny. You know, my bad. I'm not going to pause it too much. Just continue.
That have a dominant audience that wants to push these talking points forward. If they believe in all these old talking points like feminism is important and the vaccine is good, then they get blown out of the water. The culture war is being won because the people that you keep saying that we should go to the law, politicians, they're getting ratioed every time they tweet.
Okay.
It doesn't fucking matter.
I'm sorry, but ratioing a politician does not equate to changing a law.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about changing a law. I'm not talking about changing a law. I'm talking about. But see, no. I'm talking about culture. Laws do not dictate people's minds. This is good evidence that things are getting.
Let's go into culture.
Okay.
And I know you haven't done the research on this. I just can tell.
On culture? How do you research culture?
So the way that I would measure it is birth rate. The birth rate is still declining. Then you can also poll Gen Z on what they find a fact. I actually have a lot more of insight, I would say, into like Gen Z, just because I have two sisters that are around that age, and I could kind of tell you like what.
Perfect example. Your sister, Pearl. Your sister came on my stream. Didn't she change her mind? She came on my stream and she believes in all this.
Nigga, that's one person, bro. That's one person. Calm yourself. Calm up there.
We unplugged her. We unplugged her in one stream.
Okay, but here's what we got to talk about. Outcomes. Right now,
that was an outcome.
That's one person.
Garbage. We spoke to her and now she's different.
Let's wait. Okay. Outcomes is birth rate, marriage, and family.
I agree.
That would be a switching of the culture. Young marriage. Is that happening?
But
no, it's not. No, the average marriage.
But we shouldn't even want young marriage either, especially with like hold on, let me think about that. Because I'm thinking about inflation, I'm thinking about how the way the economy is, I'm thinking about how like a lot of people are struggling right now. And a lot of these young relationships or young marriages, bro, it's gonna be a lot of headbutting in a way, because like, let's be honest, like the woman, like, bro, they're not gonna be happy with having to work and have 50-50 on everything. Like, especially like we're talking about like women, like a normal woman that's born in America, where you got all this shit that's being presented to you, reality shows, different lifestyles on social media being pushed in front of you, all these fucking talking points, these relationship talking points. Oh, if your man don't do this and that, if he doesn't have this and that, then you should leave the guy, and etc. All these temptations being pushed in your face as a woman, and you sitting here in reality knowing that you have to work 40 hours a week just like your guy, or maybe even pulling in extra time just to make ends meet when it comes to your bills and etc. It's most of the time it's not going to end well for the guy, because the girl's going to be like, you know, I can find something better, because, you know, social media, all these shows basically tell women that. So when a young guy gets married to the girl, they get divorced and stuff like that, or she ends up cheating on him, and let's just say if she does take whatever he got etc., yeah, the nigga might end up blowing his fucking brains out, bro. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So yeah, I wouldn't advocate for like young marriages, man. Which is crazy. I actually just changed my mind from what I used to believe.
Marriage age is like 31 for
Wait,
men.
I'm gonna keep going. Birth rate, up or down?
It's going down.
Okay, number of sex workers, up or down?
It's going up.
Okay, so the last 10 years, I have heard about this culture war my whole life. And what I have found is streamers love the clout. They love the clout. They love to look good on podcasts. They love to, and I see this from the Daily Wire too. They love to say, get married, but they have no real plan for how to switch any of the government incentives that would actually change things. When you pay people to do the wrong thing, they will keep doing it. I don't care how many people say they'll do the right thing. When you have government incentives, Tim, actually I can't say who this was because
you already said it. Tim Pool, is that who you're talking about? Because you were just recently on his podcast. Were you not debating with Lauren Chen?
He said not to say his name, but there was someone I met on one of the podcasts I was on. He was paying $1,700 a month in child support. $1,700 a month. He hadn't seen his kids in 5 years. This was a Christian woman. I don't care what people say. I watch what they do.
How does that not get to you, Sneako? Where she just proved right there, like, if you have like all these incentives and these government incentives that's paying you to keep doing the wrong thing, you don't think that these women are, and she just said that this woman was a Christian too. You don't think that they're gonna keep like going towards that, especially if it's paying them? They're not even gonna think about the morality at the moment, especially if you're getting paid.
Okay. I saw what your sister did. She came on this podcast
and this nigga brings up her sister again. I seen what your sister did. She came on this podcast. I talked to her. I changed her mind, and now she's doing better. Nigga, get over that. That's anecdotal. That's one person. Get over that shit, bro. How do you let Pearl come up here and cook you, man? How do you let Pearl come up here and cook the shit out of you? That's embarrassing.
She believed in that Trump's racist. She believed in all the programming. We spoke to her and then she changed her mind. I think you're using statistics and you're trying to say that the laws and you're using...
Because that shit matters, you dumbass. Nigga, if we talking about, we want a better world and stuff like that, we don't... So we going to skip out on statistics, you're going to skip out on the facts, you're going to skip out on the laws? That don't matter to your stupid ass? What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Aren't you Asian, nigga? Oh man, okay, that's enough of that.
Things that, yeah, of course they're winning in a lot of ways, but what my point, yeah, they're winning in a lot of ways, but what is it?
Clap for words instead of actions.
Okay, but you're not going to change this by passing laws. That seems like it's your solution.
Yes, you are, you stupid fuck. Damn. Look, but your chat is like even Come on, man. You know you fucking up when your chat is like on Pearl's side. This isn't Pearl's chat. This is yours, nigga. You know you fucking know. When your chat is even against you.
Saying the birth rate's declining. You're saying that there's more sex workers. Passing laws.
Hold on, I'm gonna get a whiteboard.
What are you?
I gotta teach you today. Sorry.
Okay, before you run in the whiteboard.
Everything.
Before you
need the whiteboard.
Before you run in the whiteboard, Pearl. Passing laws about custody, because that seems like your solution. That's the only thing that you provided. Passing law.
That would be a start.
That'd be a start. That's not going to change the amount of sex workers. That's not going to increase the birth rate. That's not going to get more people. That's not going to get more people to get married. You're not going to win this.
Oh no! It totally.
Passing laws about custody, because that seems like your solution. That's the only thing that you provided. Passing law.
That would be a start.
That'd be a start. That's not going to change the amount of sex workers. That's not going to increase the birth rate. That's not going to get more people. That's not going to get more people to get married. You're not going to win.
It would, cause like, bro, what you know the statistics where what if a guy or if kids are like being raised by a single mother, and they're living in a household, you know the statistics, Nico, because you talked about this plenty of times on Fresh and Fit, where it won't benefit the kids at all. So if laws are being changed about like who gets custody and etc., like some kids go to their fathers, like it could actually end up benefiting the father, bro. I mean, benefiting those kids. So it would change like the amount of whores that we will see like on OnlyFans are the ones that's like working these fucking corners. It would change, bro.
Oh no, it totally would get more people. I don't think you realize how prevalent this is.
No.
Crazy.
People are not getting married because of the laws. People are not getting married because they're addicted to porn. This is a cultural problem. It's a programming problem. It's not a problem with the law.
Wait, hold on.
When you hear people afraid of getting married,
Totally
what did you say?
I don't think you realize how prevalent this is.
no.
Crazy.
People are not getting married because of the laws. People are getting married because
Some people are. Some people get married just for that isn't there like a tax benefit like if you get married and shit like that? Some people are.
people are not getting married because they're addicted to porn.
Did he just say that some people are getting married because they're addicted to porn or because they're not?
This is a cultural problem. It's a programming problem. It's not a problem with the law. When you hear people afraid of getting married, like, do you genuinely think that it's because of the courts? That's the main reason?
Do you have any idea how bad the laws are, Sneako?
Of course I do. Of course I do. But the main...
So, Sneako, how can you not look at the laws and think, like, how could it shape the society that we live in when it comes to, like, living in America? You don't think that the laws have an effect on how the way we live our day-to-day lives or, like, what we do, bro? Come on, Sneako. You're not that stupid.
The main reason that people are afraid of marriage is because they value their youth and they value casual sex more than they do about something that's traditional. It's not a law problem, it's a cultural problem.
Oh, but it's...
I'm pretty sure we put a law to ban fucking OnlyFans, bro. That would change like a lot of people's fucking decision whether you can go into fucking porn. Pretty sure we had like strict laws on like porn, OnlyFans, all that other shit. It would definitely have a big impact, and it would definitely have a big change on like a lot of women's lives. I think that a lot of them wouldn't be going towards it. Like you wouldn't see it like any promotions. You wouldn't see like a lot of these IG models like posting that shit, bragging about their money, convincing adolescent young girls or even older women to actually get into it because they think that they're gonna be making this amount of money. They get into it, they realize that the market is very populated with multiple women out there, where it's going to make it hard for you to compete. You're not going to be really making any money, and then you find yourself still working your 9-to-5 job as a woman and doing OnlyFans on the side where you're not making any money. But it does come at a big giant risk for you because, hey, your body's out there. Once that shit becomes known to the people that are around you, the people in your family, you automatically lose respect. People see you as a whore. You're probably gonna lose your job, and etc., bro. Because that's a big fucking risk. I forget what other point I was gonna make. Bro, what the fuck is on there with my? Am I taking like too many blows to my fucking head, where it's like I be losing my points when I be talking, bro? I don't know, man. I need to go see a doctor.
The culture stems from this issue because you're paying women to do that. Okay, let me just show you something. So. Are you a visual learner? I'm a visual learner.
I love the whiteboard.
Okay, so I'd like to get my notes on this too because I think this is really important. So a couple laws that you might not know about. If you get a girl pregnant in Miami, right? Or actually, I'm not sure about Miami in particular. This one's from California, but I know a lot of other states have it.
Then don't mention Miami then, if you don't know.
Over the age of 2 years old, if you find out that kid's not yours, you are still on the hook for child support for 16 years. Now, what I think...
I'm gonna have to Google that later. No way in hell that's a fucking law. No way. If you can prove that the kid's not yours and that kid's already at the age of 2, you're still... will have to pay child support? That's insane. That's fucking crazy. No way that's true.
I think a lot of influencers lose is the average man's experience in America. Average men make what? $40,000, $50,000 a year.
57.
And many of them do jobs that are very necessary for this country. You know, for example, we have the military. We need the military, right?
Not really, no.
You trolling, right? Please tell me you trolling. Nigga, what if somebody comes to invade America? I hope you're trolling, man. The whole thing ain't like a legitimate answer.
Okay.
Not for a lot of what we're doing, no.
You know.
Nigga. Come on. Bro, when it comes to debate, sometimes you're gonna have to just prove when you're wrong. If you're just arguing for the sake of arguing, then like, bro, you're really gonna make yourself look stupid, man. Come on. This nigga dumb, bro.
No, I mean, based on the military conquest right now, we don't need it for a lot of reasons. Of course, we need a military to defend it in case there's threats, but what we use it for, no. But keep going.
Okay. But you would agree that a soldier going to war, that's like, you know, I interviewed a guy today, he served in Iraq. You might not agree with the war, but that's still a noble thing to do, right? Serve in our military, protect our country, you'd agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Many of these men come back, their apartment is gone. All of their shit, their bank accounts are drained. Ask any military guy. Almost all of them know somebody that has come home to this. Bank account empty.
Mm.
Kids gone. And because the way the law is structured, the woman has spent most of the time with the children the last year. Guess who gets primary custody?
The women.
When you pay women to do the wrong thing, they will do it. And I could give examples.
And that's because of a law, Sneako. You dumb fuck.
And you have to.
We've heard this, Pearl. Like, but the conversation that I want to have with you is bigger than this. Like before, okay, listen to me.
How? No, nigga. The conversation that you want to have with her is like smaller than this. Oh man, that's crazy. Sneako, like, I like you, man. I do. I like your content. You bring out something different to the fucking table when it comes to content wise. But again, you letting Pearl cook the shit out of you right now, which is crazy.
Before you go right on the whiteboard, because the laws are a very small part of this. See, what's going on?
No.
That's how retarded code.
It's much. You're saying it's small. Let me finish.
Homeless. Okay. 70% of the homeless came from some sort of family court in the last 5 years. They were in contact with it. 400,000 men.
Pearl, you just said what I said you were going to do. Before you list these stats that you've downloaded into your head, the problem.
Oh, wait, hold on. I saw something in the chat.
It's much. You're saying it's small. Let me finish.
70% of the homeless came from some sort of family court in the last 5 years. They were in contact with it. 400,000.
Ah, damn it. It's like, stop debating, Sneako. Love you, but you're arguing like a girl. Sneako needs to stop debating, bro.
1,000 men.
Bro, you just said what I said you were going to do.
Wait, Sneako said ratio is more impactful than law, and we don't need military. Damn, you need to learn how to fucking spell. He did say that. That's what I'm saying, like, bro, like, just stop, because it's like at this point you're just arguing for the sake of argument. It's like you're not. It's like it's either you're mad because she embarrassed your ass on Fresh and Fit, where it's like you can't see the logic of what she's saying, so you're just arguing with her and disagreeing. Bro, she's actually speaking facts right now to your dumb ass. And again, yeah, Sneako said ratio is more impactful than law, and we don't need military. That's exactly what your dumb ass said. I'm gonna clip this up and I'm gonna post it on YouTube, man. Make a lot of money off your dumb ass, which I did before in that damn YouTube short. I got 15K views off that shit, man. Before you list these stats that you've downloaded into your head, the problem is a lot bigger than what you make it seem to be. It's a problem versus good and evil. That's what you kind of minimize it to something that's much smaller, saying, okay, this is bad, this is bad. They're trying to separate God from us. They want us to have this dooms mentality. They want us to have this, to believe that we should not. Okay, so he wants to talk about religion now. That's what he wants to talk about. That's not what she's talking about. She's talking about the laws, and you're trying to bring, like, yeah, I understand religion is very important, but you gotta understand that a lot of people in the world aren't like religious, man. So us having this religious talk with them about God, they don't want to hear it, and they're not gonna listen to it, bro.
Not have kids because of climate change. They want us to think that everything is fucked. So what's the point of continuing? So by having this
yeah, pretty much. We're not gonna watch anymore. Cause I do want to hop into Macedon. You guys can see, like, just from what we've seen already, where the conversation goes. You guys see that Sneako is drowning. Good and evil, doesn't it? Okay, drowning co. You're saying that this nigga's drowning. He is drowning. Nigga can cook. That nigga's gonna cook, bro.